China's most devastating scandal in recent history led to 300,000 babies suffering from severe kidney damage, which resulted in deaths, prison sentences, and global uproar, with her as the central figure in the entire affair. Who is she? Why did this happen? And most shocking of all, how did it happen?
A Chinese court on Thursday sentenced 2 men to death for their role in the production and sale of melamine-tainted milk. At least 6 babies died from kidney problems after drinking melamine-contaminated formula in China. The number has been challenged by parents whose children died but were not included in the official statistics.
In mid-2008, something strange was happening to babies all over China. Doctors saw a rapid rise in babies being rushed into hospitals, and no one could provide an explanation for what was going on. But even though this mystery was worsening by the day, the babies all had one thing in common. They all had kidney problems. By then, nearly 300,000 infants were suffering with kidney stones, severe kidney damage, and even tragic fatalities. What was the one common denominator? They all drank the same baby formula manufactured and sold by one company, the Sanlu Group, China's largest powdered milk titan. What once began as a quest for profit quickly turned into a catastrophic health crisis that resulted in deaths and sent shockwaves across the entire globe. It all began to surface in December 2007. When the Sanlu Group started to receive a high number of complaints from the customers stating that their infant formula was making their babies sick. Tian Wenhua, the general manager of Sanlu, looked into this and discovered that their baby formula contained large amounts of melamine, a substance which is extremely hazardous to humans. How could this have happened? After an internal investigation was conducted, Tian found that her milk suppliers were the culprits. You see, they knew that melamine mimicked protein levels in laboratory tests, so they added it to raw milk in an attempt to artificially boost the protein content of their milk. Tian reported this to a parent company, Fonterra, who grappled with a haunting dilemma: what to do in the face of this catastrophic revelation. Meanwhile, in blissful ignorance, parents continued to feed their precious children the tainted milk produced by Sanlu. It really was a tough decision to be faced with, especially as this revelation was mere days before the Beijing Olympics. This was a time where the world's eyes were trained on China, and no doubt Chinese governments were on edge, fiercely guarding their nation's moment in the global spotlight, ever watchful for any threats that could tarnish their image. The Chinese government found out about this and initially tried to conceal the impending storm. But the controversy was so horrific that the intense rising tide could not be contained. Then the dam finally burst, and on 17th of September, Health Minister Shen Zhu stated that tainted milk formula had been sold across the nation. When the horrifying truth was exposed, a tsunami of panic swept the nation. A frantic rush to the hospitals unfolded as parents cradling ailing infants sought salvation. The heart-wrenching toll was staggering, as official statistics would later reveal. As the curtains drew back on this tragedy, fingers pointed in every direction. Some accused the farmers of adding melamine to artificially inflate the protein content of their diluted milk, trapped between soaring costs and a government-imposed price cap. In turn, the farmers laid the blame at the feet of the mysterious operators of thousands of milk collection stations scattered across the vast Chinese landscape, where raw milk is purchased with scant regulatory scrutiny. Sanlu had known about infants being made sick by its products as early as December 2007, but no testing was performed until June 2008. People needed to be held accountable, and the government needed people to make examples out of. Zhang Yujun, a farmer, and Geng Jinping, a milk salesman, were among the biggest culprits of the scandal and were executed in November 2008. Tian, the former general manager, who was the highest-ranking official charged in the food scandal, was given a life sentence. A total of 21 people were sentenced for this crime. As the investigation into melamine-contaminated products concluded, the government found that a total of 22 dairy producers were found to have sold dairy products laced with melamine. The global community rallied against the tainted dairy products, with many countries banning or restricting their imports. Chinese dairy companies, including the once revered Sanlu Group, saw their reputations shattered and their businesses crumbled under the weight of the scandal. China's reputation as a safe food producer was ruined.